Plug the Discord immediately.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. How's it going? For y'all on the replay and everybody who's here right now, there's going to be a link down below to our free Discord. We're really trying to build out that community. We cleared 700 people in the community today, so there's all kinds of great questions being asked and answered in there. So if you're interested in joining our free Discord, again, that link is below. It's been a super awesome opportunity. But yeah, so we're just gonna kick it. We got flips for miles tonight. Friend of the show, friend of the channel.
Yeah.
And we got
friend of the show.
We got Garrett from All Out Amazon.
Yes, sir.
New guest on the channel, I believe.
Yeah.
So as people trickle in, do you want to introduce yourself, Garrett? Tell the people what you're about.
Yeah, so I'm on Amazon on Instagram. Been at it for a couple of years. Met Miles, I think 5 or 6 months ago. I don't know. So on Amazon, I'm getting into wholesale significantly in Q3, Q4. And yeah, just helping people out, you know?
For sure.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so I can't see how many viewers we got or anything right here, but if you guys want to leave some stuff in the comments, we'll see what's up.
We got 6 right now. Also, Garrett is massively understating what he's doing. He says he's dabbling with wholesale. What he really means is he went from 0 to 100K in less than a year.
Yeah.
So this man is not playing games.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna get the link here. Oh, you're about to hit 7,000 subscribers. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's either tonight or tomorrow.
Sweet. Yeah, only sweet. You guys resells, my boy.
How's it going?
Oh yeah, I'll tweet this too.
Yeah, I put it on Instagram. How many people do we have in here right now?
We've got 15 people. So
here we go. Florida loves Fields of Profits. That's what's up.
Yeah, where's everybody from? Where's everybody from? Drop your state or your country or whatever.
And drop a like while you're at it too, man. Just that like button, man.
Rodriguez, what's up? Josh Johnson. Do y'all prefer OA or RA? OA 100%. A couple of reasons. It's a lot more scalable than RA is, right? With OA, you're going to be scaling your capital and your products rather than RA, you're scaling people's time. So it's just a lot easier to manage.
For sure. Oh, we got Nebraska, California, Minnesota, Texas, New Jersey. A lot of Cali.
Texas, Jersey, yeah, tons of Cali. Clearwater,
very nice.
Florida. Miles, I'm definitely about to pull the plug on that flight pretty soon, probably tonight or tomorrow.
Warner, you got to pull up too, man, to Avery and Taylor's event.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that later. I need to.
Dude, yeah, Thursday to Saturday.
I won't be there for long. Probably just a day, maybe a day and a half.
Well, if you're coming, you might as well. Well, we'll talk about this later, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
All right, boys and girls. So you guys let us know what questions.
We got 25 people in here. I'm sure we've got some great questions.
Yep. I'm sure everybody's popping last night, so we expect the same tonight.
Yeah, we got an awesome Amazon seller, and then this kid named Garrett in here tonight. Oh yeah, it should be fun,
man. Let's see. We got somebody headed to ASD with you, Garrett.
There too. Yeah, no, it's the vendor shows are probably the most productive and most successful way to build relationships with wholesalers, establish connections, and ultimately win those accounts. Not only are you putting yourself out there, but you're putting yourself in front of the vendors, right? So obviously you give yourself a step up over anyone that's just either emailing or calling. You can establish that in-person connection, and it goes a long way for the vendors that are there for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty seriously considering going to ASD.
I mean, so we went to ASD in Orlando, and it was a massive success. We landed a couple accounts. One of the accounts we're actively purchasing with every week. So that's super, super cool. Obviously, that pays for the trip down there tenfold.
Right. Yeah.
And ASD Vegas is just going to be very, very, very much bigger. Right. So we're expecting 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 vendors there. Obviously, we won't be able to go through all of them, but we're doing our due diligence. The team is working on it right now to work our way through those vendors and see See who we're gonna.
When am I getting a new webcam? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm rocking the 4-year-old laptop right now. It's working well, but I don't know. We'll see. Does eSpay work for Nike? Interesting news. A lot of word coming out that eSpay isn't working with Nike, unfortunately.
Is not.
Yeah, is not. Yeah. What tools do you use for OA? All right, the boys use tactical arbitrage. Keepa, obviously, Keepa you're gonna want to use for anything Amazon related. Anything I'm missing in terms of like the sourcing part of it, like Jungle.
I use Jungle Scout, but you don't need that. And then DS Amazon Quick View also helps to see like at a glance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's other like sort of niche extensions you can utilize, like the what's the extension called that gives insight into other seller stock? I forget what it's called. It's like OS or something like that.
Keepa does that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the two extensions are definitely some form of way to work your way through thousands and thousands of SKUs, and obviously Keepa is a must.
Right. How to deal with clothing returns? That's a good Miles question.
You just do. You do enough volume that it sets the only way apparel and shoes make sense on Amazon is if you do enough volume where it's going to outweigh the returns, right? The returns are inevitable. Obviously, people buy shoes, they don't fit right, they don't look right, etc. That's inevitable. You can't really do anything about that. That's kind of the nature of the business. But you have to commit to doing enough volume with apparel and shoes to make it worth your time.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
Miles just disappeared.
Miles. You got to make sure. Also stocking the stuff that's like common, so people already know what they're buying. I've noticed the return rates are a lot lower on apparel that's like the boring Nike shoes that people are clearly just buying over and over again, rather than like a pair of Air Force Ones or whatever, like a splurge type apparel.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely count sock, Dylan. Thank you. That's what it is. I knew it had something to do with stock. Yeah, that's free, and that gives insight into quick and easy insight. Right, you don't have to go digging for it. It gives insight into other sellers' stock, which comes into play when you're making some purchasing decisions with your OA purchasing. That's cool that you would say that. What did we say? I don't know what we said.
I think
thoughts on tactical bucket. Is it worth it? Yes, it is very worth it. It just anything. So here's my perspective. Anything that you can do to kind of separate yourself from the masses is going to be worth it, right? So everyone's using TA. That's kind of the standard. Everyone's going to be using TA to search Walmart, Target, Toys, etc., topicals, all that good stuff. That's kind of like the first niche to go to, right? When people start to use Tactical Bucket and Expander and some of those add-ons to Tactical Arbitrage, that just puts you in a better spot to make and see more products, more profitable products to put yourself to give yourself that much more opportunity for profit.
Yeah, that's the same reason that you got to go like get ungated in those brands and all that good stuff, because finding those barriers to entry is key. That's why you find those people who private label like a peanut butter spreader, and those bundles you can make. Like there's all kinds of good barriers to entry that you can throw up on Amazon to protect your profit, and using tools like that just one way to.
I think it's Maz's connection that's messing us all up.
I'm back though. I'm back, boys.
Yeah, and and going off your point, that's the same thing with looking and sourcing for wholesale suppliers, right? So everyone's going to go into grocery, everyone's going to try and win the $10 million supplier, but why not go for some of the niches, right? So there's tens and tens of categories on Amazon, and within those tens and tens of categories, there's hundreds and hundreds of subcategories, right? So start working those subcategories, some of the hobbies that people are willing to splurge on because they're passionate about it, right? People are going to spend more on something that they use to, hike a mountain or scale a hill rather than, I don't know, cereal for their kids' breakfast, right? So It's just kind of trying to leverage what people are looking at and where the attention is going to then obviously profit off that.
Yeah. Products delivered, or do you pick it up away? So want to try to do as little work as possible when you're doing OA. That's why you're doing OA instead of RA. So you don't want to be wasting your time on a task that anyone can do, like driving to a store, order it to your house, and then pick up that extra time just buying more products instead of going to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose if you're going to go out and pick it
Right.
up. Then,
Yeah.
I sent some stories to FBA and it says inactive instead of inactive, out of stock. We would have to look at the actual product. I don't know that.
It looks like it could be like they thought it was a pesticide or an IP complaint is the 2 times I've seen that with inactive closed.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of issues like that lately. I'm pretty sure Amazon even came out that there's been a lot of issues with that.
Yeah, there was that one lawsuit, and so they tried to tighten things down, and then like I had Q-tips go restricted for being a pesticide, and something else that was dumb.
As far as ROI, what's the lowest threshold you look for? So, you guys can start with that. I have a longer answer.
I'd say like 25%. Average comes out higher than that, which is nicely. But there's like, I operate with a lot of replenishables, so if you spend less time sourcing and you can do high volume and stuff, it really averages out based on like your time per hour worked.
Yeah, so my average is 37%, but I'll go down to like 25 if it's like a fast mover, like can buy it over and over again.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's amazing. 37% compounding. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Miles, what's that math again?
No, we're not bringing that math back.
I'm simply still not convinced. I'm simply still not convinced.
Oh, speaking of that, let me get the TikTok live going while we're at it.
My seller account allows me to only sell 1,000 units, which is very, very low. How can I upgrade it to let me sell 3,000 or 5,000 units? Your seller account?
So
like
they're talking. I'm sure they're talking about the restock limits.
Yeah. Oh, you just have to work on the products that you're buying, right? So Amazon's built on an algorithm that kind of distinguishes between who is best utilizing their FBA warehouses, right? So they want to leverage their warehouse for people who are using it properly. What do I mean by that? People who are sending an inventory that sells quickly, right? People who are sending an inventory that's smaller in size and it's not, getting left there for months and months on end without it ever moving, right? So they reward people who are sending in faster movers by allowing them to send in more. They try and punish sellers who are not leveraging and not utilizing their FBA warehouses properly by restricting the inventory to try and allow them to make that change in their business.
That's why like book and media sellers are struggling with restock limits because their stuff sells a lot quicker and it's heavy. It's like heavy inventory.
As far as getting it increased,
slower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As far as getting it increased, I've heard that they base it on your 90-day sales. So if your 90-day sales is higher than your current restock limit, I've heard that they will raise your limits. If you want to look into that, Diego, if you're selling more than 1,000 in the last 90 days, you could reach out and see what they say.
How much money do you have invested in inventory? A lot, a real lot.
I would imagine all of us have a significant percentage of our net worth in Amazon inventory, except for Miles. Miles over here with the
Miles probably has the lowest by far.
Yeah. But Miles could be doing like 150 a month if he had it all fed into the system.
Whoa! We'll get there. Give Garrett and I a month or two. We'll need it.
Yeah, Miles is pushing more weight than people realize. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean he's already at 50.
Yeah, 50.
I was beating you like a week.
Yeah. Oh, connection.
We can hear you.
Oh,
good. All right. Yeah. We've been having some nice friendly competition. Today's been really good for me actually.
Yeah. Questions coming. They've been. How many people do we have in here right now? I can't see.
21.
All right. Shout out to everyone who's in here right now. So we got Rodriguez in here. Yeah, if you guys aren't already in the Discord, definitely hop in the Discord. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, like Warner and I started that like about a week ago today, actually. I think right today's Saturday.
Is it really?
Yeah, so it was a week.
Wow.
It was like a lot.
So 100 people a day is what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, we gotta do more Zoom calls though. Maybe we'll pick a night exactly, and have that schedule.
We really want to give you guys all the value for that Discord group.
All right. So I can't see the comments right now. So let me know as stuff comes in on.
We're a little slow tonight. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop them.
Yeah.
Usually,
right after smash the like button.
Yeah. Usually we can't keep up with my comment section.
Really?
Yeah. There was some nights where we're like,
yeah, I mean, it's
comments.
also Saturday night. We got
Yeah.
the real hustlers in here.
Yeah.
The real hustlers. They already know.
9:15. Whose internet is lacking? Is it? It might be mine.
It's mine, I think.
Oh, is it?
It's mine.
Garrett,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
been the biggest key to scale lately for you?
With the MX Platinum, for starters,
Okay.
that definitely allows for
Oh, yeah.
just a more purchasing power. Obviously, more purchasing power leads to more products in inventory. More products in inventory leads to more revenue. More revenue leads to more sales and more money in our pockets. Other than that, obviously, wholesale has been huge. A lot of the capability to purchase bigger purchase orders without having to or output more effort. That's been also a key for some of the success recently. And I just consistently sourcing wholesale suppliers, right? If you continue to put in the work, you'll find some profitable ones, and out of those profitable ones, you'll find some diamonds in the rough for sure.
Sure. Are you working mostly with brands or distributors?
4 or 5 brands, and then the rest distributors.
Okay, gotcha.
Any other ways to source OA besides TA manually? There's always that. There's always obviously Miles' favorite way to do it, which would be going into other people's storefronts. That was how Miles built his success early on.
Yeah, leads list, Discord groups, different things like
That's
that.
why, I mean, really, like the fact that that's really all there is to it. Like the business, it's simple, right? It's simple but difficult. I mean, we're not saying it's easy. We're not here saying it's easy, but like the essence of what we're talking about is not difficult, right? We purchase products for one price. We look for that opportunity to be able to sell it at a profitable margin that fits in our business model. And then that is rinse and repeated over and over and over again. Develop systems around those processes, and ultimately you have something that continues to bring you in income for months and months and months on end. At what point did you guys decide to create a business entity? So for me, it was right from the beginning. I needed to separate personal assets from business assets. I wanted to get a business credit card, so I wasn't leveraging personal credit. There was a couple reasons that went into it. Obviously, also getting a business bank account was as well. Miles?
Yeah, I mean, I waited a little longer. I would definitely consult, professional help on that kind of stuff, as none of us are licensed, qualified, or whatever to, give like personal recommendation. We're just personally speaking from, what we did specifically. But yeah, I waited a little longer, but probably looking back, would have done it earlier. But once again, seek professional help on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it also depends on what your business model is. So if you're like trying to get into wholesale and stuff, you'll need a business license and a resale permit earlier. Whereas I was doing books for quite a while and I just stayed a sole proprietor for like almost a year. So it just depends on what you need it for. When should I start lowering prices of my inventory? Currently no repricer. I would recommend to get a repricer if you have like literally more than 10 SKUs. It'll pay for itself. You can get Be Cool. It's like $25 a month for the basic plan, and it'll constantly monitor your prices. It's just so much. You're just going to see so many more sales if you have a repricer, and it's not that big of an investment. But to break on or 40 days depending on the product.
So I don't know if you heard what he said, Miles, but he started to break up at the end there.
I didn't either.
I mean, I can obviously envision what you said, but to kind of mimic what he was saying, for our business model, we start to kind of look at things a little deeper once it gets past a week and a half, 2 weeks. right? Profitable inventory can be great, but if it's not selling, it doesn't do you any good, right? It doesn't do you any good, doesn't make you any money sitting on the shelves, right? So after a week and a half, 2 weeks of it just sitting there, then we start to go back and assess the situation, right? Do we have to lower price? Do we have to removal? There's other things you can do to kind of deal with that situation, but action needs to be taken once you start to get a couple weeks into the game.
Yeah. Rodriguez was asking, what does y'all's daily schedule look like?
You don't want to know.
You're actually working like 15 hours a day, right?
More than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Superhuman.
Yeah, you don't want to know about mine.
Yeah, no, I wake up at like 9:30, take care of the social media, buy some stuff, and I'm done by like 7, 6.
Oh, well, you went from 9 to 6 rather quickly. You acted like it was like a couple hours of work.
That's it, go. Yeah, that's it.
He's like, I wake up at 9, deal with social media.
All right, well, that's how it goes. There's always like, oh, I'm almost done, and then 3 hours later, you're still working. Like, that's the nature of what we do.
All right, Kevin. So I'll break it down for you. I wake up at 7:30, go for a run, 4 miles every day in the week. So at that point, we're at 8:15, 8:30. Then I log on to my 9 to 5 just to make sure I didn't get fired yet. Put something on my keyboard to make myself look active. I hope
that's insane.
Milk that until about 11. During that time, I'm getting out merchant fulfill orders. 11 to 12, I'm probably in a meeting with Dylan or etc. Have lunch at 12. Work from 1 or 12:30 to, I don't know, 9. 9 o'clock, go to the gym. Come back at 9:45, 10. Have to prep some stuff and in bed by 2 o'clock the latest. I don't work past 2.
You say it like it's completely rational to be working at 1:30 a.m.
Dude, honestly, my most productive hours are probably 9 to 2, right? A lot of people are sleeping. No one's bothering me. It's kind of just like put to the grindstone and work.
Yeah, for sure. Kevin's asking, Warner, do you plan on using your degree and going 9 to 5 or full-time Amazon after school? I'm definitely going full-time Amazon. The degree is just a backup plan.
We don't need a backup plan, boy.
I've only got 1 semester left, so I'm just going to finish it out now.
Backup plans don't exist.
Yeah, well, I have a question for me.
Make sure your boss isn't watching this. Yo, retweet.
Yeah. I watched your video about Google extensions. I can't find check permission. Yeah, so I didn't check this before I made the video, but apparently that extension only works for lifetime users and off the face of the earth. Yeah, sorry. It's integrated with a lot of like it's integrated into TA. You can do like, can I sell this on TA? But I don't know of an extension that does that same thing right now. When you use FBA on Amazon, they remit taxes for you. Are there any situations with Amazon that seller is responsible? That is a CPA question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, talk to your CPA. Your CPA will save you money. I just talked to mine like earlier this week just to like check in. He's already figuring out how to save me money. So
my boy Miles getting bored over here.
I just deleted a really important note, and now I like quickly had to feverishly try to write back what I could remember, but it's gonna lose me some time tonight. But it was like important. But
we'll talk a little bit more about the reprice apps. Yeah, for sure. So repricing is
all right. We gotta get. Speaking of that, we gotta get Rodriguez. Rodriguez, you gotta pull up to the next Zoom call we have. I'm calling you up on stage. You're my boy.
Yeah.
Out here, like we need you, Rodriguez, man. You spend a lot of time in my life. I need to see more content from you, bro. I pump it out, man.
I mean, that's fast.
Rodriguez hit 200K year to date too, so let's clap it up here for Rodriguez.
Yeah, he is doing well.
Good for Rodriguez there.
So anyway, so the repricing, right? So with Amazon, we all are concerned about the buy box, right? That's essentially where 80 to 90% of the sales come from. We are focused on the buy box. What a repricer does is it is always adjusting our prices to be in competition for that buy box, right? So we always want to make sure our pricing is between 2 and 5% of the current buy box, right? That makes us eligible for the next in-line rotation for winning that buy box offer. So that's essentially what it does, right? When it gets a little more nitty gritty, you can adjust your rules and your repricing strategy to complement that the motive. But the nuts and bolts of it is we are always adjusting price to be in competition for the buy box to then get the next one. That's what it comes down to. There's all sorts of different programs. They all work differently, but that is the basics of it.
Yeah, I personally use Be Cool AI. There's a link for that. But it's like $100 a month, but I think it's super worth the investment. I noticed a massive increase in buy box rotation when I started using it. I had a couple SKUs that were getting like 5% buy box rotation. They went up to like 25. So it pays for itself. Yeah. Who else has got some questions that we can address? We got 29 people in here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Probably a completely different 29 than when we started with.
We got Miles taking care of his customer service over here.
What's next after repricing your inventory and still didn't sell? Then you have to go back and start to audit whether you are using the correct sourcing techniques, right? So audit yourself, audit your business model. Are you being strategic enough? Are you being strict enough? But if it's not selling, then you have a couple options. Either one being drop the price, see if that does the trick. Two being remove it, but then you also have to deal with it after you remove it, right? So if you issue a removal order, you can have either Amazon destroy it, which obviously we probably don't recommend, or number two, you have them send it back to you, but then you still have it on your hands, right? So if it's not selling, if it's a bust of a product, I would probably say drop the price if the velocity is there. Take your loss, take some sort of liquidity out of the situation, and take your lesson learned and move on. There's going to be a lot more where that came from.
Mm-hmm. But typically, this is why I prefer to buy like higher volume listings with a little bit lower, because even let's say the price does tank and you're no longer making the profits you want to. If it's a high volume listing, you're still always going to be able to get your money back. Worst case, maybe lose a couple cents. But that's why I personally prefer those higher volume listings, which is probably something you're running into.
I mean, so that's why Dylan and I always talk about the floor and ceiling, right? So one major way we mitigate risk is by purchasing based on the floor, right? So if you're visualizing the keeper graph, it's gonna move, it's gonna do all sorts of things. But in reality, in long term, in the macro perspective, it's gonna have a floor and it's gonna have a ceiling. When you purchase on the floor, you then mitigate the risk that you're gonna lose money. If you break even at the floor or even gain 5 to 10% gross at the floor, then worst case, you're going to make 5-10% or break even, right? We expect to sell somewhere in the mid to upper range of that trending, but we mitigate our risk by assuming worst case, if we have to sell at the floor, we will get our money back and roll it into something else.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's looking at those keeper graphs and making sure that like where the lowest point it is sold at is still, you're okay with that. Like, you're only losing a little bit, getting back, but to mitigate that risk. So what does winning the buy box come down to? Will an FBM offer get the buy box over an FBA offer? So the buy box comes down to a lot of things. It comes down to FBA, like you said. An FBA offer at the same price as an FBM will get the buy box. It also comes down to pricing, obviously. So if you're the lowest FBA offer by a significant margin, you'll get the buy box all the time. Whereas a bunch of FBA sellers at the same price will usually share the buy box. And also your storefront reviews can also come into play with the buy box. If you have a bad rating, you might get a lower share, or if you have significantly less ratings. So if you're competing against someone with, let's say, 30,000 storefront ratings and you have 20, you're probably going to see less of the buy box than they are. But there's a whole lot of things that go into the buy box, and they consistently change how they figure it out.
Kevin bringing the heat.
Yeah, Kevin is bringing the heat.
How much of your income is set aside for investment?
As well as savings. I know this isn't financial advice, Miles. I'm not going to say that.
I cannot stress this enough. But yeah, right now, and I hope to increase this, but In terms of Amazon, I take 800 a week out of the Amazon business and put it in passive investments. There's other stuff that comes up just from like personal brand and stuff, but just in terms of like Amazon business, 800 a week I take out.
I mean, but just to be clear, that's not everything he's making from Amazon. Let's just get that out there. There's a lot of that's getting
that's a fraction of what comes in weekly.
Yeah, let's just establish that the most of his profits are getting reinvested.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing is that keeps it snowballing.
I was sure. Wholesale Alibaba items on eBay very successfully, but want to transition to Amazon when listing on an item. It asks for UPC and ASIN. How do I go about obtaining a UPC number? So if you take your phone, if you go to the Amazon Seller Central app, you scan the barcode, you will have the ASIN and the UPC.
They're talking about private labeling. So you'd have to buy a UPC from GTIN, right? I don't think any of us have ever private labeled, so we're probably not the best people to talk, but I think you have to buy a UPC. They're not.
Yeah, you have to go to like brand registry and get it, fill out an application, get it approved. Then you have to submit a request for a UPC, just like Warner was saying. It's a process. Yeah. I'm not very familiar with neither of these guys. Yeah.
But it sounds like if you're doing well on eBay with the Alibaba item, I'm sure you could crush it on Amazon. The volume on Amazon is much higher. I've never heard of Alibaba to eBay being successful, so I'm sure you crush it. You clearly know what you're doing.
I saw someone posted their monthly expenses just on tools they use to sell on the FBA, including their Amazon. How much do you guys think you each spend on tools? So for us, it is about like 1 to 1.5% of. So I mean that doesn't really tell you guys much. 700 or 800. I mean, so they're all fixed costs though, so right? It's going to seem like a lot starting out, but as you grow your business and as you scale, that fixed cost becomes less and less and less and less and less of the.
Yeah. So I mean, we can go into detail. Like TA $70, I think. TA
it's 90.
Or
90. I don't know why you made me pay for the 121 for a while, Garrett. I'm pretty sure. Well, regardless. And then Scout IQ if you're doing books, 44 for database. I think
the best like 47 you're gonna spend is for Inventory Lab though.
15. I'm gonna say that next. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like $200 or something. But when you're doing 20, 30, 40K at 20% net profit, those really aren't.
It gets cost averaged into those profits pretty nicely. I would say spend probably $200 to $250 a month on software, which in the grand scheme nothing. So, which kind of answers Rodriguez's questions of what are your fixed costs. So I guess Garrett would have a warehouse to add onto that, but
and Elon Musk Mopia.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually brought it up, but prices are kind of pricey. Like $100.
As they should be. Yeah. I mean, they're used to scale, so it makes sense.
So I mean, so let's break it down. So like we have the 40 for Amazon, we have 100 for the repricer, that's 140. Inventory Lab will say 50, that's 190. Tactical arbitrage will say 100, I think it's 90, but that puts us up to 290. From there we have, we'll say 100 for supplies or whatever, boxes and such. That's another 390. I don't know. What am I missing?
That feels like
put it into perspective. Yeah. You go into any other business, you start any other business model. One, you're gonna have to pay for marketing. Marketing is included in the FBA fees, right? So no marketing, no infrastructure, no building, no none of that, right? You leverage Amazon's marketplace. You obviously all of that is encompassed in those FBA fees. You can literally start turning a profit your first month. Right? There's no other business model in the entire world of existence that operates in the same fashion. That's a fact. Miles, how are you doing?
When you're sourcing, what determines the amount you're buying for the month? Is it cash flow?
That's a good question. The demand. That is a very good question, though.
So you're going to base it on whatever monthly sales estimate you have. So if you've sold the product in the past, just base it on what you've sold over that last month, because that's real data. If you don't have that data, use something like the Jungle Scout Estimator. You can go to junglescout.com/estimator. That's going to be free. There's also a Chrome extension that will do it for you on the page itself. And then you will determine how many competitive sellers there are, which are sellers within like 1 to 2% of the buy box price. And you'll just divide that total sale by the number of competitive sellers. That's how many sales you're going to get. And that can kind of determine how many you're going to buy. If you're getting into a new product, you'll want to test buy maybe a little bit less just to make sure you actually do get that buy box rotation. But beyond that, that's
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the test buy just to make sure, because it's not just based on price; it's algorithmically based. You could be competing with guys with tons of reviews. You want to make sure that your specific account is getting sales in that product.
Right, and so what Warner was talking about, we're assuming that method is obviously how it works, but we're assuming that every seller is going to get an equal amount of that pie, which isn't reality, but we use that as an estimate to make that first purchase, because once you get a couple months in, then you have real-time data of what your business has provided to then make your future purchasing decisions. But without that data up front, we use Warner's method to kind of estimate based on how much we're going to buy up front. So I'm 17. I have cousins' information on the Amazon seller account. Do you think when I'm 18, should I make a new account, or is there a way we can both use the same seller account? I would just make your own at 18.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm a fan of relying as a few people as possible for your success. Right? Human people make trust me.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, you want to run a lean machine. Like VAs are great, but
the more control and the more ownership you can take on your success, the better off you'll be.
Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that.
Garrett's making T-shirts out here.
Yeah, Fields of Profit merch coming soon, by the way.
It is not.
Right now.
It's not.
Miles graduated, boy.
Yeah, I finished school in December, but I did business and not really, to be honest.
He actually went to Amazon school. He majored in Amazon.
Yeah.
I was doing about 100K a month in sales on eBay. I think even further. What kind of approach should I use? So none of us have any real major experience that I know of selling on eBay. So we can't really say and kind of portray how that relates. But we all know for a fact that Amazon is the number one marketplace to sell on. Amazon has the most attention. Amazon has the most customers. Amazon has the most money being spent out of all the other marketplaces. So if you are looking to scale your e-commerce business, Amazon is the future.
100K on eBay is insane, though. So you'll be at a mill on Amazon.
We're buzzing in the Discord, man.
Buzzing.
If you're not in the Discord, hop in. It'll be down below.
Ooh, this is a really good question, Kevin. In my opinion, it's kind of controversial, so I'll let them talk.
Yeah, I mean, no one really knows, but I'd imagine they make it much harder over the next 3 to 5 years. It's probably impossible.
That's long, bro. I'm thinking of months.
You're thinking months?
You're insane.
12 a year.
No, it's going to be a couple years.
Dude,
years, dude. It's so
it's
new.
Gonna be a couple
it's
years.
Less than 10 years old. It's less than 10 years old. Amazon's only growing. Like, obviously, I'm a big fan of like take the opportunity and obliterate it, get every dollar you can out of it now. But like, I don't see it going away. I
don't know. I think COVID has changed a lot of things.
Dude, I mean, who knows? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, get started, man. I
mean, we can all agree that Amazon before COVID and Amazon now is night and day.
It's different. It's different for sure.
There's no comparison. So, and it stands to believe that Amazon is going to do something to combat that change. We just don't know what it is.
I'd imagine getting ungated gets a lot harder pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Yeah, it's that aspect of Amazon, which is kind of how Amazon created and they're instituted to protect their brand. Right, they're concerned with their customers. They created the branding or the gating to weed out any of the business owners that aren't serious, right? But that has then been broken, so they need to do something else.
Yeah.
Garrett was mentioning he spends $800 a week in other passive businesses. What kind of businesses, investments are those? I mean, what are your advice in terms of what? Did I say that?
No, that was Miles, but
Oh,
Yeah, Miles is just
Yeah.
a big
So
investment
I
head.
mean, yeah. So affiliate marketing, different things through the personal brand through like different like content sites. Like I have the YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And with those audiences comes opportunity. You know, I spend a lot of money making content for that, so I do end up doing some consulting here and there, affiliate marketing, different things like that, which brings in some other income, and all that I just take and park elsewhere in either expenses or just passive investments.
yeah, I promise you, if you start documenting, money will come to find you in ways you have never imagined.
Find you, yeah, bro, literally.
Miles convinced me of this a year and a half ago, or maybe not, probably like 8 months, 10 months. And it's blown my mind, right? You start documenting your journey, you start posting content that other people can learn from, money will find you in ways you never imagined.
Social media is very scalable, the same way e-commerce is. Social media is ridiculously scalable.
Is crypto a good investment? I don't know.
None of us are financial advisors. Who knows? Man?
the floodgates.
It's gambling. If it's gambling, that's what you should treat it like.
Is. Oh my goodness! Should I stay away from products that have different packaging in the retailer picture? Yes, that's a good question, but I would. There's plenty of headaches that are going to be coming on Amazon. I try to mitigate those and reduce the amount of headaches as much as possible. That is welcoming the potential for a headache, right? It is, right? There's some customers, obviously not all of them, but some customers are going to complain that it doesn't look like what they were expecting. That's a fact, right? And so there's enough opportunity on Amazon, there's enough profitable products to buy that I am not a firm believer in taking those sorts of risks that open up the door for people to complain, right? I want to reduce the opportunity for people to complain as much as possible.
That's fair. I would say I personally would send in things that are the exact same. Like, you have to be super careful, but I do send. I can think of a couple things that look different than the Amazon listing, and I don't have issues with it. But at scale, I bet you do have issues with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone's going to complain, but
Right.
there's potential for people to complain.
Like if it's a commodity product, it's like, here's this 12 ounces of this powder. Normally, they don't really care what the packaging looks like. But if it's like maybe a certain facial cream or something, if the packaging looks different, they might think it's the wrong thing. It just kind of depends on what it is.
I'm thinking they probably will make it even harder to ungate. I think that's inevitable. Yeah. I don't think there's any question. I think I would like for there to be thresholds in terms of certain brands and categories, but I don't know how that's feasible. Yeah. Is there any way to get ungated for Nike? There was. We don't know anymore because none of us have actually needed to do that recently.
As of the last 6 months.
Yeah, there was a way, and I think Miles already mentioned that it was eSpay. That was a viable resource. We have heard from a lot of people recently that they changed the way their invoices are formed. Obviously, a viable invoice for Amazon requires your business name, the address of the supplier, your address, and then the itemized products on that invoice. One of those three has been removed, aka their address. So we don't know. We can't say yes or no. So you guys pay yourself a week. So we take a salary every week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all. I literally talked to my accountant a couple days ago. I take $600 a week now. I'm restructuring some things.
Profit First. Everyone in this live, go read Profit First. It will change your life.
I need to reread it. You preach it way too much for what I remember it being. So clearly, I missed something.
Did you read the e-commerce version of it?
Yeah, I read the e-commerce version.
Oh, well.
It's just like, are you just like a big fan of the 3 bank accounts thing?
Oh, I have like 8.
More than 3, yeah.
Is it more than 3?
Yeah, we have a lot.
Okay. Well, clearly I need to reread it.
The more business bank accounts you have, the easier it then becomes.
Okay. Because I have noticed when you get bigger and bigger, it's pretty hard to figure out what money's going to what. And bigger numbers are hard to track everywhere.
Any sort of structure in your bookkeeping just helps immensely.
Yeah.
And that provides structure. That provides guidelines to then follow the directions that you have set for yourself to then make the proper decisions when bookkeeping. Sometimes they say package may vary in the title. That in that case, then it's game on, right? All bets are off. If people complain after that, then I say, too bad.
I only source products that a Karen will like. Yeah, that's a good policy. Good policy.
Yeah, man.
How concerned should I be about a product with a suppressed buy box? According to Keepa, the sales volume seems fine, but I'm curious, is there anything I should take concern with? So personally, I would say if the Keepa looks good, then I wouldn't really worry about it. Like a lot of times those listings are kind of outrageous in their pricing, but people are actually paying for it. So if people are paying it, then don't worry about a suppressed buy box.
Yes, I would agree with all that. The main niche that I would say don't worry about a suppressed buy box would be shoes, right? In the shoe
Yeah.
space, prices are fluctuating so much the stock is typically more minute than other categories. So that you're going to see that price, you're going to see the buy box go in and out, and people are still going to buy them because people are looking for a particular size, color, and I usually shoe, right? So if they're looking for an Air Force One in a size 7.5, well, then it doesn't do them any good that a size 9 is priced at 120. They need a 7.5. They're going to buy that 7.5, whether it's 200 or 140. With that being said, it's a fact on Amazon that sales diminish when there's no buy box. That's a fact that can't be debated, right? So that's something you have to be considered about.
All right, Garrett, what's the daily protein? What's the daily protein intake? If it was earlier in the stream, I'd just check Kevin up here.
I don't take any supplements. I don't take any. The only protein I have is from ground turkey.
Damn. So when do you know it's time to get a CPA? Rodriguez, you should have a CPA. Given your volume, you should have a CPA.
Rodriguez, for sure, given your volume.
You need a CPA. Yeah. Your CPA will cost you like a couple $100, and he'll save you thousands on your taxes with the amount of sales you're doing. So merchant fulfilled sellers ever get the buy box. So if you're competing directly with an FBA seller at the same price, I'm pretty sure you'd rarely get the buy box. You're gonna have to be cheaper than them, or the prime offers are gonna have to be like on their way to the warehouse.
Or I'll throw another caveat in that geography plays a huge role in the buy box, right? Warner can have, say Warner's on the West Coast, he has a buy box offer of $12 for a pack of Starbursts. If I'm a merchant fulfilled on the East Coast, someone is looking on the East Coast to buy those Starbucks, I will win that sale 10 times out of 10. That's a fact. Because I will get it to that seller or buyer quicker than Warner will. So location plays a huge role.
Good insight. I didn't know that merchant fulfilled sellers could win based on geography like that. I guess it's just shipping time is all it goes down to. So
yeah, and so
makes
I mean
sense.
it gets a little more complicated with like the handling you have set on your account and stuff like that. But Amazon, it gets kind of complicated. Do you need to get ungated yourself shoes? No, you don't. But every shoe brand is gated, so I mean I guess you do.
So like yes, most of the brands are gated.
Yeah, I don't really think there's any shoe brands that aren't gated. So I mean, I guess, yes. Brand gated. The alg. Yeah, the alg. Amazon run on algorithms, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We live and die by it.
that is a shirt right there.
This is just a merch by Amazon workshop here. Merch by Amazon, but you're only selling to Amazon sellers. Cole Haan auto ungated, says Kevin. There's a nugget for you guys. Y'all go check out Kevin's channel. He makes like Ross and Marshall's videos. He makes some good stuff.
Yo, I live and die for the polls on Kevin's channel.
Yeah, the top and drops, man. Yeah, we got to get Kevin up on a live stream. Maybe this week we'll do it.
Bro, this man found Off-White at Ross.
Yeah, that's crazy. Have to get the bull Kevin up.
Kevin, how old are you? I don't actually know this. Do you guys know?
Kevin's either 19 or 20. I know he's a year or two into college.
Very nice. What are you studying, Kevin? Kevin, you got to get him live, bro.
I can't remember.
Dude, Kevin's one of those dudes where like I know him very well just from always seeing him in lives, but I don't actually know him.
Yeah.
20. Kevin, are you still in school? Making me feel old. Jared. He's an accountant.
He's an accountant.
How many people do we have in here right now? It's probably
We got 30.
30. Wow.
Yep.
I only see the same 4 or 5 names popping up. Who else has questions?
You guys gotta have some good questions.
Derek Jacobs, 33. Heck yeah. Probably making power moves. Gary Vee would say that's still super young, the future boss.
Oh, in my opinion, 40 is the new 30.
What? What does that mean, Miles?
That was some beautiful insight, Miles. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I might even go 45 on that.
Oh, snap. Warner, watch out, bro. He might even go 45. Hexstar. Yeah, if we have 30 people in here, I literally see probably 3 names popping up. 4.
Miles, what's helping your business grow right now, Miles?
We like weird dude like named Garrett. Like I didn't really know him till super long ago, but and then this one second.
He's gonna tag it. He's gonna tag it.
The American Express Company is a multinational financial service corporation
Okay.
in Battery Park, New York City, neighborhood of Lower Manhattan. It was founded in 1850 and is one of 30 components of the Dow Jones Industrial Complex.
All right, good bit, Miles.
Are you guys set to sell on other Amazon global marketplaces? So we do work in Canada and Mexico specifically. We don't work in anywhere else, just those two, leveraging the NARF program, which is, we talked about it last night, I think we did. Essentially, you're leveraging American FBA to then have them take those products, handle all the taxes, fees, duties, etc., bring them over the border and bring them to customers in those countries at no extra effort for you.
Would you say it's a no-brainer? Should I be looking into that?
Yeah, so the general rule of thumb is you take your revenue and then you increase it by 1 to 2% with no extra work, right? So
okay. Yeah.
It's going to give you a 2% boost.
Okay. I mean, who would say no to that?
Yeah, because all they're doing is cross-listing your products to their audience. Yeah. They handle the shipping. They pay more for that shipping. So it is a no-brainer. One of the few no-brainers in this business. Besides Nike, what is the best category to get? A category or brands?
Well, he means like beauty, Adidas, Under Armour.
You just said beauty, Adidas, Under Armour.
Yes, I did. Those are different categories and brands.
Okay, so categories. So you want to make sure you have obviously topicals and grocery. Those are going to be huge. Toys, specifically heading into Q4. Toys are going to be massive in terms of some of the deals that you could find. Those are the 3 big ones.
Yeah, grocery, health and beauty are my big categories. Those are, if you're trying to do a lot of online arbitrage, that's going to be mostly what you're able to find if you don't want to go into like shoes and stuff.
When selling globally, do you have to pay any extra fees? So there's an increased FBA fee. It's not significant. You barely see it. But like I said, that is factored into that 1 to 2% revenue boost. So yeah, it'll show up on your seller app, right? So on your day-to-day, you'll have your global sales at one sector. You'll have your American sales, and then you'll have your else sales.
Tips for building an audience. Just consistently make content as often as you can.
Almost no one will consistently post for months and years in a row, and the people that do win. Yeah. Almost all the people who will consistently do it for a while are cognizant of trends, how to create good things, are committed to actually giving value, will end up winning in the long term. And almost no one will put in the work up front when they're not making anything, when they're don't have a lot of connections and like following and all that. And the people that do, like, that are willing to adapt, that are willing to try new things, most of them will end up winning.
Yeah, I mean, it's super humbling posting content when there's no one watching.
Yeah, you feel like you're talking to a wall, but
it's a lot easier to post content when you have 15, 16, 1,700 people that are looking at your stuff.
Yeah.
I would just say be transparent, be honest, be who you are, because you're going to be a lot more a label person.
Oh, Kevin, did you use Frontier for grocery and topical?
That's what we did.
Tips buy mic seat, bro. My man, this man Kevin's always on me about the mic. Yeah, I'll have to do that. It was that one video I already screwed up. This is the first time ever trying to vlog.
My guy's all out miles for profit. Yes.
This man made a hybrid name of us.
It's a growing audience by a mic, so you can.
All right, we're at 24 likes right now. Let's see if we can get this thing to 30, man.
Yeah. Same Frontier for topical.
Yeah. Frontier can get you ungated in a tremendous amount of brands. If you don't have toys, pet care, grocery, personal safety, and whatever that one's called, personal safety and household topical, like there's a whole bunch of different brands you can get with Frontier.
Yeah, huge.
Anytime someone asks me if they can get ungated in X category, I'm like, I bet it's on Frontier, and it's always on Frontier. So just check Frontier.
It's just a matter if they have stock, but their invoices are super easy to work with.
Yep.
What do you guys mean when you say Q4? Did we get that? I think we missed that one. So Q4 is October, December, obviously the last quarter of the year, centered around the holidays. So you have all your major ones. You have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Those are the 4 big ones. And essentially you will do half of your revenue in those 3 quarters. So take your first 3 quarters, multiply that by, or it will be the same. It will equal those 3 amounts. It's crazy though. It's crazy with all the holidays. People are looking to spend money. People are in a good mood, which obviously then forces them and encourages them to spend money. It's just a good time to sell products online.
Frontier might mess around and have Nike on it.
Nice, Kevin.
Yeah.
What motivates us? Oh, you guys
We're
want
getting
to
deep, huh?
Yeah, facts.
I don't wanna give leverage to other people. I wanna have independent income and have investments that pay me that I have ownership of.
Yeah, I don't mind assuming the risk involved with like extracting all the value that I can create.
Yeah, and I don't want to look back at this like amazing era of, you know, being able to make money, have great friends doing the same thing, and like say I didn't take full advantage of it.
Yeah, I say this a lot. This is the golden era, the golden age of what e-commerce selling will ever be. I think we are living it. We are in it right now. We don't know how long it's going to last, but while it is here, definitely take advantage of it. Of all the free content, like all 3 of us are constantly posting free content on our channels. It's out there. Pretty much you can probably learn.
All out Amazon YouTube channel coming soon.
No, leaked?
No, I don't have time for that. So
many good things. Just talking like with your hands could be prepping, and all you need is the camera showing your face. Just talking about stuff.
Anyways, if you look at our 3 Instagrams and obviously their YouTubes, you could probably learn everything you need to know to generate some significant income from Amazon. That's a fact. If I didn't start selling on Amazon, what would you have been doing?
Great question, man. Probably something, probably sitting at a desk.
That's facts.
Yeah, I'd be trying to get a job at like an investment bank or something.
Hey, wait. Kevin, no. You guys should have affiliate links.
Affiliate links for Frontier. Bro, Frontier, like everything that's cheap on Frontier is sold out from people trying to ungate with it.
Bro, Kevin, the funny thing is, and Miles, I don't know why I didn't think of this. I used to sell those USB, what are they called? The Yeti ones. I have 6 in my room right now that I didn't sell.
All right, come on.
I have 6 Yetis. Miles, I will bring one to you to the warehouse next time you come.
Come up.
Kevin, do you need a Yeti? I got one for you. 1 billion today or 5.
I need that passive income.
I'm taking the Billy, bro.
Passive income.
I can't.
Passive income. I'm buying 5 tomato plants.
Oh, yeah.
I can't transfer money to my bank account. ACC advise, please.
That's a little specific.
Is your bank account authorized from Amazon? Did you? I don't know if we can answer that question.
Can you get ungated in grocery and topical before you sell in other categories if you go through ungating? Yeah, you can get ungated in those categories with, I don't think you have to have any sales history.
Yeah, Kevin, text me your address. I'll send you one. Just cover shipping.
That's called passive Yetis right there.
Those were a lick back in the day. You guys,
Yeah, everyone had them.
everyone still has them.
Yeah, I mean, I have the one that's worse than it. I just use an extension, like a little program that makes it sound
Dude.
nicer.
I used to buy things off eBay and sell them on Amazon.
God.
And I made so much.
Really?
I had 3 or 4 coming in every single day. No,
Yeah.
I don't personally mess with eBay. I got banned a while ago.
I do eBay for I do textbooks and stuff. Still, I have like a little local brand that buys textbooks. And I still sell textbooks, and sometimes Amazon returns on eBay.
Easiest way to get ungated in grocery. We've beaten that bush to the ground.
Frontier Co-op. We're coming up on an hour. If we want to answer just a couple more questions and wrap up here.
Yeah, a couple more.
I was sleeping over here.
Man, I've been through a lot the past week. Making all these videos, hanging out with YouTubers. No, I'm kidding. I'm still pretty tired. But yeah,
Miles hasn't recovered from the night in the Tesla a week and a half ago.
Nearly 2 weeks.
He showed me pictures of that.
Did I send you them?
Yeah.
He woke up to a campfire. I will never forget Miles telling me that. He was like, we woke up the next morning. He was like, bro, I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning and I woke up to a campfire on the screen.
Bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. Whoa, we got Elon Musk himself. Throw that up on the screen. Throw that up. Oh, no, not that part. Not that part. Take it down. Oh, I didn't realize that's what he said.
Does have any advice for a teenager looking to get into the book biz? Yes. Ayo. So, Miles, you want to start with this? I know you have some good tips.
Short term, long term, what?
Books.
No, so for getting into books, you should buy a Bluetooth scanner. It's gonna run you about $40, and get Scout IQ. Links for both of those are down below. Go to a thrift store, scan the whole shelf, and you'll start learning what is good, what's not good, and just go from there. I personally just scanned thrift store shelves for like months when I first started out. I did like $100,000 in used books. Don't do it for that long, but literally just scanning thrift store shelves is a great way to start learning to sell books. And you can also get into buying textbooks from like local colleges and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a teenager, I would assume you have friends that potentially are in college. Hit up those friends and say, hey, send me your textbooks. I will buy them off you for what the bookstore will sell them to you or buy them to you from. You take those textbooks, you hold on to them, you wait till the next textbook season, which is like a month or two before school starts, list them on Amazon, and you will sell them. What company do you sell with the most? So it is, the one is Flips from Miles or Us, I believe. That one's probably our biggest one.
Quit trolling him, Garrett.
Suppliers and stuff, it's fairly private.
Yeah. We want to teach you guys how to find suppliers, but we're not going to.
The reason behind that is, right, so we use our resources, our time and effort to go out and call these suppliers, build connections with them, build relationships with them. And so that is our IP, right? Our relationships with these wholesalers and suppliers is what we value as a business. It's what we can pride ourselves on, right? So those are kind of private to us and what we need to keep in-house. Would you guys go to space, or even better yet, work in space, sell in space? No, I like my hot tub.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of that, Garrett, let's do that this week too. Oh yeah, let's do that this week.
Yeah, I'm here. You know where to find me.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up for the night, fellas.
You want to work on space, bro?
Seems like Elon Musk and working in space is running the chat. I think
what are we ending at right now? How many people?
28 right now.
Yeah. All right, let's get this streamed to 30 likes. If you guys like what you see from either Garrett or I, Garrett and I actually have a few videos on my channel, like going into his story and everything. A little plug there, but we actually have several videos, and we'll probably film even more this week. But yeah, man. Make sure you guys go join the Discord below. This is Fields of Profit signing off.
Are you doing my outro for me? What is this? All right, you heard the man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you guys next time.
Adios.